The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe.
Welcome to this episode of Pit Life Barbecue. Gather around the pit with your hosts, Johnnie Mags and Messy Mike. Let's talk barbecue.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pit Life Barbecue Podcast, where we talk barbecue and everything else you'd talk about around the pit. As everybody can probably see, there's no John.
I'm the skinny Johnnie Mags.
This is Dave. Dave's my neighbor. He does help out with Messy Mike's. He's also a realtor as well. Johnnie Mags is going to be out a couple of weeks due to the goddamn... Oh, sorry. And he would have yelled at me.
I just have to look at him.
He would have yelled at me for that.
You owe Johnny a beer.
I do. The post office kind of is taking over, and he's just been inundated with packages and mail. So he's going to be doing his thing for the next couple of weeks, but he'll definitely be back for the Christmas Eve episode, and from then on. So
is that the big eggnog episode?
It will be, yeah. Yep.
That should be interesting.
Should be interesting.
Can't wait to see how that one goes down. Huh?
I'm fucking nervous. He's a chugger.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, and I haven't won in anything.
I know.
I try, and one of these days.
I admire your spirit, though.
I just love doing it. I do it for the show. I do it for the people. But I do need to win at some point. So I'm kind of hoping John will
choke. Take it easy on you?
Yeah. Yeah, just kind of take it easy on me, So, but what's going on?
Yeah, same old stuff.
Yeah. So first,
this is something new. Yeah, definitely something new.
Yep.
New
First podcast. We have a great guest on the show today. He's out of Michigan. Steve Bubba Coddington.
I heard he's one of the first people that you ever met in barbecue.
Yeah. He basically in 2014, my wife sent me to Texas by myself. So
nice. She didn't want to go?
She didn't want to go. And it was with all these big barbecue guys that actually knew barbecue. And at the time, I really didn't. Yeah. I knew it's kind of what I wanted to do. And I went to Texas, and guy basically tapped me on the shoulder, him and this other fellow, John Sweeney, and kind of just said, hey, what's your accent? You from Boston? Like, what's going on? You guys don't know barbecue. And it just basically kind of grew from there. Even though he's in Michigan, I mean, we still talk.
Yeah. Well, it just goes to show you the barbecue community is really, that friendly, that everybody is just willing to reach out and say hello. So it's great.
And, if you have questions, again, like, they'll answer them for you. Hopefully, once we acquire, space, I can kind of reach out to him and, get some answers.
Have him come out and help.
Yeah. Steve.
What's up, guys?
How are you, sir?
How we doing?
I'm fantastic. How are we doing?
Doing good. Doing good. And this is your first podcast.
It is. Thanks for having me on, first of all.
Not a problem.
Apologize for taking so long. I know you've been bugging the hell out of me for about 6 months now. Hey, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do a turkey thing. Getting this latest restaurant up and running is taking so much time, but it's nice to be on finally.
Nice. So I was basically telling Dave and telling everybody you were the very first person that I met doing barbecue. Well, not doing barbecue, but once I got involved into barbecue. And
San Marcos, Texas, March of 2013. Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
My first National Barbecue Association, what did they call it back then? Barbecue conference.
Yeah, it was just the NBBQA. It wasn't the state cook-off or anything. Just the NBBQA.
Yeah, no, conference. No, there was a cook-off. There was a competition still attached with it that year, but yeah, I mean, I think you're one of the first guys we ran into at the check-in table looking for beer.
Yeah, exactly. Hey,
we're here. Where's the beer? And let's start the meeting.
Oh yeah, and it's been fantastic ever since. I mean, I can't say enough good things about you, John, and just the people that I've met through you, and that you've introduced me to, and what I've learned along the way.
Yeah, well, like your neighbor said, the barbecue community is for the most part one big family, and that's coast to coast, north and south, east, west.
Oh yeah,
I know people all across the country. Guys like you that I have met in person, a lot of guys I've never even met with, but we're consider each other best friends. Just we're in the same racket, and we come across the same things, and it's just the community. Hashtag barbecue family. It's what it's all about.
No, definitely. Now, I know it was a long time ago, but when you did go to that conference, you actually won the BBQ Person of the Year award. Now, just getting into barbecue, and you being from Michigan, not even from one of the states that they would call barbecue, the capital. How do you even become involved in that? How do you even become picked to be to be even in the running?
And it's been a while. 2013 now started. Best friend John Sweeney. We had known each other for years. To make a long story short, we cooked together a few years back doing some wild game dinners. When I was working at Lockhart's out in Royal Oak, Michigan, I was a pitmaster there building up our brand. We ran into each other again after a couple years of not seeing each other, and he had a love for barbecue and kind of took him under my shoulder, and already being friends, we became best friends. Mm-hmm. So in the meantime, John went ahead and appointed me for barbecue person of the year, and it was, I think there was 12 guys that ended up getting the nomination, and they did a vote, and I made the top. I made the 12, running against guys like Myron Mixon and Tuffy Stone. Brad Orson was on there, and really those guys were all big time competition guys. I did competitions, but I was just a small guy at the time. But mm-hmm. It was a popularity contest is what it came down to. Yeah. On Facebook, I had really good Facebook back then. I was very, I had a good following back when Facebook was young, and we ran with it and had a lot of fun with it. And next thing you know, we won the damn thing. So
nice.
Got a chance to go down to Texas and pick up the award in front of a lot of friends and people I looked up to. So it was one of the most amazing things that's happened in my life, especially as far as barbecue.
Oh, 100%. I mean, even just being, involved with those people. I mean, those are the people you see on TV, you see in magazines, stuff like that. I mean, like he said, you look up to those people. Yeah. And for him to accept the award in front of everybody, and it was an awesome award. Cool, yeah. I mean, it was a chimney. Charcoal chimney.
I saw the picture of it. Yeah, that is pretty cool.
It was awesome.
Yeah. We got it probably displayed here at the restaurant. It's very cool. A great conversation piece.
So how did your career change after that? Did you see business skyrocket after that, or how did it influence your business?
I guess I was kind of hoping it might. But really, it didn't really change anything. A little more popularity on Facebook, but still being a Northern Yankee pitmaster. It was what it was. It was a cool award. Pretty much moved on with life after that.
Nice. And you've had a bunch of ventures as well. You started at well, I don't know if you started, but when I met you, you were at Lockhart's Barbecue in Michigan, Royal Oak, Michigan.
Yeah, that was 13. So I started in barbecue back in 2009. I had a roadside stand down the street from where I lived. Mm-hmm. The reason I got into that, I was a builder. I built houses for 20 years. Framed them, finished them, complete start to finish. Had a business. 07, 08, the economy in Michigan was so bad I lost my job. Lost the company. The only reason I stayed in Michigan as it was, I had 3 girls. But my wife was a teacher, so she got us through the lean times. Mm-hmm. I was out of work for literally 2 years. At the time, barbecue was a hobby. I was doing a little bit of catering and feeding family and stuff like that, but it was something I really loved and had a lot of passion for. So I decided to buy a 16-foot car hauler. I had a window on the side of it already. It was actually used by a competition team. set it up through the Michigan Health Department as a rolling kitchen. Started selling barbecue on the side of the road in 2009. I was the first
That's crazy.
rolling food truck in Detroit, even Michigan for the most part.
Really?
That's great. That's a
Holy
great
shit.
story. Yeah, that's awesome.
So to set it up as a mobile kitchen, I mean, so around here, to have a mobile kitchen, you need basically everything you have, a 3-bay sink, you need the hand wash sink, you need refrigeration, some counties or areas require you to have a vegetable sink or a prep sink. So you had all that in that trailer?
All that in that trailer. Back then, they didn't have rules for a mobile kitchen trailer, so I helped write a lot of that stuff. Set up a lot of guys in the future to get by a lot easier, but set up as an STFU, and I sold barbecue on the side of the road for 5 months in the summer of 2009.
Huh. And then what'd you do in the wintertime?
Well, made a lot of friends. Didn't make a dime, but I did pay off the trailer. I paid off all my equipment. I was borrowing a Lang 84 from a good friend of mine. Got an opportunity with a place called Bad Brad's Barbecue that was just opening up in my town. Couple great chefs, but had no idea about barbecue. So they allowed me to come over, teach them about barbecue. I got to get, that's my first taste of restaurant barbecue. Worked for them for about 6 months, got them up and running, and then Lockhart's presented itself to me. Mm-hmm. That was one of the bigger steps in my life. Going to a brand new restaurant. I got to write the menu for the barbecue part of it. All the recipes were mine. And this is just 2 years into it. I was still learning everything on my own.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Charlie Baker wants to know, how much was the trailer?
How much was the trailer? I paid, I believe, $5,800 for the trailer when I bought it.
Wow.
It's a pretty good investment, though. Start your own business.
And then you outfitted it yourself. You put
outfitted
the kitchen
it myself, sold it to a guy, believe it or not, in, I want to say your area. It was in Maine, or maybe it was Eastern Pennsylvania, for $9,500. And he was going to take it home and do the exact same thing with it.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, very cool.
Wow. So what differs from restaurant barbecue compared to selling the roadside barbecue in your eyes?
Man, to me, all the same. I put a lot of pride in everything I cook, whether it be on the roadside, restaurant, cook in my backyard. I love doing what I do, and you can see in the final product. Restaurant barbecue just got to the point of learning how to cook for the masses.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
And keeping it as fresh as, tasting as possible.
Exactly. You go from cooking a couple briskets a day, a few pork butts, maybe 8 racks of ribs on the side of the road, to cooking 32 briskets, 48 pork butts every single day. 36 racks of ribs, 24 whole chickens every single day, keeping it fresh, serving it fresh. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. Now in Michigan, if you run out of stuff, I know like Texas, it's huge that, if you run out, they understand because again, it's fresh and you can only do so much. Would you say that's the same in Michigan, or, you need to keep barbecue coming unless people would just get upset?
Oh, every place I've opened, I've talked about cooking fresh, serving fresh, running out when you run out. And every owner that I've worked for realized that there's so much money to be made by not running out. So, no, it doesn't go over very well.
Okay. Yeah.
Lockhart's barbecue was actually cooked a day ahead and then served. Still great quality. The best we could do at the time.
Yep.
When I opened Woodpile Barbecue in Clawson, Michigan, we were serving fresh every day, which means we were cooking all night, every single night. We started that pit up in 2013 in December. No, 13. I'm sorry, 15. Yeah, 2015 in December, and it never shut off. 24/7, 365.
That's awesome.
Christmas
that's
Day.
crazy.
Wow.
That is crazy. That's a lot of meat.
That is insane.
A lot of meat. Yeah. And even there, we would run out, but not until, we try to keep it till 7, 8, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I mean, hundreds of pounds of brisket a day. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, and that's understandable. If it's close to closing or night, you can run out of some stuff.
Well, it's more of an incentive for people to get there early too.
Exactly.
Yeah, don't wait till the end of the night.
Yep.
Show up early.
Great.
Steve, we're going to be right back. We're taking a commercial break, and I will be right back with you.
Sounds good.
Attention cigar smokers, or even friends of a cigar smoker. If you're looking to relax with a nice premium cigar or looking for a great gift for a cigar smoker, this is the gift that keeps on giving. Our friends at twoguyscigars.com have created the Cigar of the Month Club. For just $24.99 per month, you or your friend will receive 4 different premium handmade cigars every month, and shipping and handling is included. Go to twoguyscigars.com. That's the number 2, guyscigars.com, and go to the Cigar of the Month Club. You can stop anytime because there's no contract, but you won't because this is a tremendous deal for our listeners. Go to twoguyscigars.com. That's the number 2, guyscigars.com, and click the Cigar of the Month Club. At the same time, if you want to learn about the cigars you receive each month, you can smoke along with them on their own podcast called The Cigar Authority. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a nice premium cigar from our friends at twoguyscigars.com.
And that porn music means we're back.
That little porn music you're playing there?
Oh, yeah. Little 70s, I think late 70s maybe?
I think it's vintage.
Yeah, definitely. And hold on, so Thomas Guida?
Thomas Guida.
Steve and John Sweeney made Woodpile Barber Shack what it is today. And I would definitely say he's probably right.
It is, yeah, it's true. I mean, we built it with our own hands. We didn't build 100%, but we literally gutted and built the inside, did the walls, did the ceiling, installed most of the appliances, the fixtures, all the shelving, and got it up and running. So, yeah, you could say we built it.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Shit, you did.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They are going on their Woodpile Barbecue is going on their 4-year anniversary Thursday. So
Nice.
I'm very proud of them guys. Yeah, I'm glad they're doing really well still. The guys I left, the guys I trained cooking, Chris was cooking with me since he was 18 back at too many barbecue joints, Lockhart's.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been cooking 10 years now. He's been a pitmaster almost 8 years. So a lot of good barbecue cooks in Michigan now that I've had the pleasure of showing things and training, and did a lot of classes over the years and made a lot of friends, and that helps with the social media too. That's where we got all those votes to win that over.
Mm-hmm. Now you still running the that rib contest that you do?
I stopped doing it last year only because opening a new restaurant in town, didn't have the space. So when we came here and opened up K-Blocks this past end of August, we were looking at putting one on, but we got into the season. We were open 6 weeks, and we were selling out every day, and the lines were out the doors with the busy season, so we just had no time to do it. But I'm looking forward to getting back into it this next spring. Yes. Nice.
Now you built K-Block. Did you build K-Block the kitchen and everything? Or did you design that and build that out?
Yeah. So K-Blocks was a whole other deal. Got in with my partner Brian Knobloch. Knew him. He was my meat salesman from Cisco for years. He comes to me this past spring, Bubba, I want to open a barbecue catering business. I just shake my head and sure, everybody wants to be a barbecue guy.
Yep.
Did a little mentoring with him. He bounced stuff off me. I mean, he's been cooking as a professional cook for 20 years. So, it's a lot easier changeover for them guys once they learn how to smoke. Ended up having a very hugely successful catering business in just 6 months. Wow. So he calls me this past fall. I had just left another job thinking about, I was actually going to, if you can call it that, I was going to take a small retirement, step back, been in the business for a while, had a little burnout going. But he offered me a spot as a partner in a new place out here. We're in Romeo. We're attached to an apple orchard that sees, 10 to 15,000 people a weekend. So we had this space that used to sell donuts and pies and literally converted it into a working kitchen in 3 days and opened for business on a Friday.
Wow.
That's crazy turnaround. Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Jesus.
I had some equipment. We tore some equipment off the trailer, refrigeration, set up a couple sinks. Boom. We had a kitchen. And like I said, we started on Tuesday. We were selling food Friday at noon.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Going through right now, putting in a brand new hood. So we'll be a full-blown, full-service kitchen within another month. Our menu will double, expand. And then we're hoping to have a beer license here in about 3 months. So.
Oh, nice. What size hood you putting in?
I got a 12-foot hood.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Mm-mm.
They're freaking expensive.
Yeah, they are. We have a deep fryer and a flat top griddle for tacos and fries and stuff like that. And it's all about the barbecue, man.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about tacos in a minute. Someone on the chat. So how did you plan the day's meets with no loss, even with the non-sellers?
So no loss is impossible. You're going to have some loss. Mm-hmm. The trick behind being a good pitmaster / chef / kitchen person is you be able to use those leftovers.
Correct.
We have leftover ribs. We usually put into beans or stews. I might do a special taco or something like that. Brisket carries over very nicely. Pork butt holds very well also. Mm-hmm. Sausage, chicken, stuff like that. We cook fresh every single day. So how do we know what we're going to use? A lot of it is experience. A lot of it is guessing. When we were at Woodpile, after 6 months, we knew what we needed. After a year, you could look back and see what you did and what your sales were. And a lot of it's a guessing game, but you do it enough over the years, it becomes, you get really good at guessing.
Yep. Now, do you actually write down and keep track of how much of each product you're selling each day? Or
I've had a cook log since I was at Lockhart's 10 years ago. So I don't use it personally right now, but there's a log at Woodpile that they've used for 4 years. They can look back 4 years to a day and see what they use on that day. So yeah, I've always kept a good cooking log, and that's helped me learn what we're going to use for a day's purpose.
Fantastic.
Yeah, because like he said, once you've been open, if you just open up, then obviously you're going to make more than you're going to sell just because you don't want to run out. Right. But once you get, again, you've been open for months, years, your par levels, you'll know those. And
get into the groove of it, know what you need for the weekends, and more during the summer up here at least, more during the summer than you would during the winter.
But
and then you learn how to. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, really, one of the most important things about being a pitmaster these days is learning how to hold your barbecue. Holding is probably as important, if not more important, than the actual cooking process.
100%.
Because you can make a great brisket, but it only holds. If you don't know how to hold it and it's dried out and crap in 5 hours, well, you're wasting your time.
Yep, and everything nowadays is cooking stuff and showing it, and it's,
squeezing it.
Exactly, but the most important thing is
damn brisket.
Oh yeah, but the most important thing is again, making that brisket taste as fresh as possible at, the brisket's coming off at, say, like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. You need to make that taste fresh 3:30 in the afternoon.
Right. All day long.
And that's huge.
Yeah.
Now, I was talking about logs on one of the previous shows. Why did you start a log, and what has the log done to help you?
So I actually watched your show on the logs. When I first started, I probably did keep some logs. My logs have turned into more like recipes. I kept logs on cooking styles and what kind of woods I use and times and temperatures and stuff like that. After a few years when I started doing it professionally, I didn't really have to keep a log for stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But what I did keep was we kept a log every day and every night. It was filled out as how much meat was cooked, how much meat was served, how much meat was left over, what was gone to waste, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, being with the new K-Blocks and being in the apple orchard, are you taking advantage of any of that apple wood? Or
I haven't cooked with applewood in 10 years. I swore it off. To me, applewood smells wonderful, but does nothing for barbecue.
Okay.
Here I am working in an apple orchard with more applewood than I can shake a stick at. So, yeah, we're using a lot of applewood. I've learned to adjust how much I use, so I do get a better flavor. And apple is a wonderful smelling tree. It just doesn't leave it's better for fish, pork, rib sauces, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
When we do our big meats still, it's all about the hickory. We use locally sourced hickory. Can't beat it. And then we do use a little bit of wild cherry. I call it black cherry around here, but that's really nice in some of the meats also.
Okay. Nice.
But yeah, a lot of applewood. We're using apple in our slaw. We're using apple in our, wherever we can. It's an apple orchard. We're going to take advantage of that.
Good.
And so, Bubba, what would you say is the one thing that you're most known for? We're hearing that it's the brisket, maybe.
My brisket. Yeah, that's brisket north of Texas. It's something. So I went to Texas 15 years ago on a whitetail hunt. Hunted 7 days, didn't get a whitetail. The last day we were down there, this farmer we were staying at was cooking a brisket over mesquite. Walked out that morning, my coffee smell was going on. Put my gun down, got undressed. We sat there all day and drank beer and talked about barbecue. When I left Texas,
sounds like a great day.
I sold that gun, didn't get a damn deer with it. It wasn't, it was my own fault, but sold the gun, bought a little Brinkman electric smoker, and started cooking brisket until I had it mastered on that Brinkman. And then everything I've done since then, it's always been about the brisket. That's my pride and joy. I'm very proud of the product that I cook. I think it's some of the best product around the country.
Well, I've seen your videos, pictures of, whether it's a old hickory rotisserie or, a rotisserie smoker, or if it's like the CTO. I mean, it's still, the quality still is on point.
Yeah. I've gone from that little electric smoker to, a Weber to use different competition smokers up and down. I was very fortunate at Lockhart's to have a Oiler 700. That was my first chance to use an all wood fired. I mean, I grew up on a Lang. I taught myself using a Lang, so it was always up all night burning fires.
Yep.
The Oiler gave me the opportunity to transfer that same flavor, but give me more sleep. I went to the CTO. I went to the O-Hickory a few years back, just for ease and consistency. We would get the same exact product every single day, no matter who was running it, as long as they were doing, a couple certain things. Mm-hmm. And now I'm lucky enough. I have two O-Hickories and an Oiler in the backyard that I can use. So, nice. I have a Lang 84 coming. Don't tell my wife shortly for my collection. So,
well, I just bought a 60-inch trailer Lang, and my wife was like, "Why do you need another one?" You know what? Because
because I got to cook more meat, honey. I love doing brisket on all wood fire. There's no
comparison.
I cook amazing brisket on a old hickory, honestly, but there's no comparison to a all wood fire.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you a wrapper with foil? You a wrapper with butcher paper? Do you not wrap?
I stopped using foil about 6 years ago. I do wrap with butcher paper. There's no, there's no comparison from what I think foil destroys brisket. Paper does just the opposite. It's made me a better cook. It holds a better product. It holds longer. I'm pro peach paper for sure.
Nice. All right. And how did you, very recently, you've been doing a ton with tacos. What is that? Is that just because it's becoming, popular, or, do you love doing tacos more than, just putting it in a roll?
I'd like to think I'm part of the reason it's becoming popular. I go back and look at my posts at Lockhart's 10 years ago. I was doing fish tacos and brisket tacos and all kinds of different things before I had this infinitive love for tacos. Now I just it's a perfect food. I don't know. Over the years, I've cooked so much barbecue and got very comfortable with it. I started looking in different avenues of different things to cook, and tacos is like my next love of things to cook. I have my own style and different ways of doing things too, but definitely we have made our mark and put tacos on the map here in Michigan. Everybody's doing them. All the bars have them. Every restaurant's got a Taco Tuesday now. All the barbecue joints are following suit, and they're doing tacos. Mm-hmm. Look what I started.
Yeah, 100%.
Look what I started.
Yeah. Ian,
hashtag Taco Mafia, baby.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hashtag best brisket north of Texas and hashtag Taco Mafia. Now, what do you got coming up? Do you have anything coming up? I mean, do you have any plans for K-Block?
K-Blocks, we're just in really a building phase right now. We went through that really busy fall. September, October was great. November was pretty quiet. December's picking back up. We're trying to do the new traditional for Christmas, briskets and prime ribs instead of turkeys and hams. So we're pushing those. We're doing a red envelope contest right now. Everybody comes in the restaurant, gets a red envelope. We got like 500 envelopes. Every envelope is a winner. It might be a discount. Might be a gift certificate. Somebody's going to get a 55-inch color TV flat screen. So
nice.
I'm going to bring in some business like that. Doing a lot of marketing things. Just trying to build up and get a brand going so that when we get our beer in March, April, we're ready for it.
Yep.
So if people want to find you, where's the best spot for you on social media?
So we got a brand new website, www.KBlocksFirePitBBQ.com. That's up and running. It's got a lot of information on there. Brian and myself, we're going to start doing some blog posts. I want to do some recipes. We've been pushing more and more live videos, cutting brisket and wrapping techniques and things like that. So we want to continue that. I post a lot on Instagram and Facebook for both myself and K-Blocks, so good place to find us there. But otherwise, we're kind of out in the middle of the country. We're west of Romeo, Michigan. It's all apple orchards and farms around here, so not the greatest location probably to try to open a restaurant in the middle of winter, but we're pulling them in. I always said, if you make the food, they'll come.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. And before we go, someone also wants to know, so did you find, and I'm just going to read this how he wrote it, did you find low wages would affect the quality of food?
I have seen that happen. I have tried not to let that happen. I'm one of those guys who just, if I can't find someone that do the job as good as me, I'll just do it myself.
Correct. Yep.
Thus the 14-hour days, 7 days a week. It's been going like this. That's why I was actually looking to get out of the business a few months ago when this opportunity came, but I didn't want to let this go. So we're gonna give it a shot. And this is my fourth barbecue restaurant that I've opened in going on 10 years, and the other three are very successful. So we're hoping this one follows.
Nice.
Fantastic,
I have no.
This one's mine.
Need to make a road trip.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You guys come up, we'll take real good care of you.
Oh,
fantastic.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Steve, thank you very much for being on the show today. It was awesome. It was a pleasure. Love talking barbecue with you, and definitely good luck, with the new venture.
Thanks a lot, man.
And we'll definitely be in touch.
Honor being on here. Hope I didn't ruin your ratings, guys.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks.
And so that is going to do it for today's The Pit Life Barbecue Podcast. Be sure to check us on YouTube, Podbean, Stitcher, Himalaya, iTunes, all the podcast networks. Just check us out. We keep growing, and it's thanks to everybody. We're going to have some more guests. We already have booked after the new year, which is going to be very exciting. And we're going to, we have a couple of new things that we're going to be doing. And, everybody, John will be back for the Christmas Eve special. And hopefully everybody's looking forward to that.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Until then, keep the smoke rolling. Talk to you later.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.